TAQ Capital, technical analysis quickly.
This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Before taking any action based on the information provided on this channel, it is recommended that you seek the advice of a professional licensed financial advisor.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to TAQ Capital, everyone. This is your home for technical analysis without the hype, FUD, and hopium. And I try to get through it quickly. So I'm going to start here with Ethereum and then bounce back and forth between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, if you recall yesterday, I said that we were coming down to the 1536 mark. It looks like we came down to 1489 was the actual bottom. I came up with 1536 because it was just below this blue wedge. And it, at the time, we were way over here because this extra run happened. So I was thinking we were going to hit off of this support line, and that would have been 1536. We actually broke through this support line and came down and hit this, the next support line. Actually, there's a double support line because we've got the gray one running up this way and the red one running down at a different angle. So we broke through the gray, hit the red, then came back up. And we found a lot of support off of this at 9 a.m. this morning and just bounced. So now we're working our way back up to that. I don't even know what the number is anymore. I think it's 1852 based on the peak of the last run on the Fibonacci retracement tool. So we're looking at potential growth here of almost 20% over the next few days, I'd imagine, possibly even the rest of the week. But if you look at the wedge we formed, it's this white one here. Actually, I mean, we can back up a little bit further too if you'd like. We're in the blue wedge, we did the 1, 2, 3, and then 4 was way up here. And then we started to work our breakdown. And we switched into the green wedge, appeared here with the first hit, second hit, third hit, fourth hit, bounce, and then breakout. And then we had this yellow wedge hit here, 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 and then breakout. And then we had the white wedge, first hit here, second hit here. Oh, this is not at the right angle on the 1 hour. Okay, here we are on the 30-minute. Got a hit, 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 breakout. And then from there, we got into this teal wedge. And that's the one we're currently in. We got our first hit, second hit, third hit, and we're working on our fourth hit. I mean, technically right now the fourth hit is there, but I don't think we're done because if we take the Fibonacci retracement tool here and we put this right at the tip of the first run and right at the beginning of that run, we end up with a 1551 price, and we haven't quite hit that yet. So I think we might end up having another spike up really quickly where we clap that and then we come back down because we've got the Tenkan and the Kijin pulling at it. But we want to jump higher up to see if there's a bigger pull on the higher time frames. I mean, the Tenkan could win and call it back down here to 1525 for a minute. On the 10-minute, that correlates with the Kijin. 15-minute correlates with the Kijin. So 1525 is a maybe, but these 10 and 15-minute charts, they don't hold very strong. And if you jump up to the hour, it's not absolutely necessary that we come back down here to the Tenkan. I mean, we're over this Fibonacci line right now, this green Fibonacci line, so that's going to act as support. So we also have the 20 moving average here. That's going to act as support. So it's got 2 levels of support before it comes down to this Tenkan. So this Tenkan might never happen. Well, not never, because once it comes up and clips this, we've got to come back down to pull this away from the second hit. So at some point today, we're going to be like 1, right now it's 2, 3, but this breakdown is actually going to take us to a new spot before we go up again. So this new spot here becomes 3. So if we draw the 1, the 2, the 3, and then we go back up again, then we're looking at a 4 higher up. So where would that 4 be? Well, if the 1551 ends up being the hit that we actually pull off, we'll drag this up to 1551. So then that puts our next one up here around 1588. So the retracement tool if we do hit up here, it says that we're going to drop below 1513. I mean, if it gets really bullish, technically it could be 1527, which is our 1525 mark. So if you want just a safe buy-in, 1525 is good. Now let's jump over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been in this wedge since this big drop where we broke out of the June 18th wedge that started way back here. So this blue wedge here, we have a hit, a hit, a hit, a hit, and then we just drop down, which is this essentially reset bouncing out. And this bouncing out like this is actually going to be going, it looks like more like that until we get out. So I would expect, you know, a break up from around here, and we should be heading up to this 21.2 mark that I pointed out way back here. And let's see if we can get a better look at a wedge. This is zooming way in on the 5-minute chart. I'm not entirely sure what our first run up here is here at this point. I mean, I would assume it's probably this, but this retracement to go up again might set it here, and then up again might set it here. Because if we jump out to the 30-minute chart, I mean, this is looking like one solid run up. So if I throw it up here, we're talking about a retracement of 18,787, or the Kijun on the 30-minute. Look out some more. Tenkan and the Kijun are sitting on top of each other here at 18,819. So if we pull down to here on the 45-minute chart and then take back off again, that would drag this down to there and probably take this entirely off and move it up here. So then we're talking 1, 2, this hit down here, 3 before we go up to 4, and then have our next breakdown. More importantly, we now have the Tenkan wrapped underneath the candle on the 2-hour. So you can pretty much count us coming right up here to 19.4 at some point today. You'll also notice that near 19.4 we have this Fibonacci line. So it's going to find some resistance there as it makes its way up to the top of the Bollinger Band here. And the big giveaway was the bullish divergence on the 1-hour chart, I believe. Well, here's the 1-hour, and you can see we've formed this tunnel. So this is also a bit of a giveaway. I mean, you can see the bottom was over here, but as this tunnel formed right here, this began the run up to the other side of the Bollinger Bands. But looking at the RSI, if we squeeze this together to get a better view, actually I'm going to clear the Bollinger Band. Here you can see that this one correlates with this one. So this right here is lower than this, but this right here is higher than this. So when we draw those lines, you can see that they're totally opposite one another. One's going down, one's going up. And because they're on the bottom and not the top like this, as opposed to this one here, above the candles, that's what I mean by top, then you're looking for an opposite situation, and that gives you bullish divergence, which means we're going to be taking off in the other direction, a trend reversal. So in short, I think that signaled the bottom for now, and now we're just going to work our way up here towards the 21.2 range on Bitcoin, and on Ethereum this 1852 range, and we're currently in this pink wedge. So if I am right and that turns out to be bottom right here, this pink wedge is going to have to cut through there. And you can also see that we've got this red Fibonacci line here acting as resistance. So we might be connecting, you know, somewhere along in this area right here. So for our pink wedge, it will end up looking like this, where you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breakout right here. And then we're in for some serious downside. So this price here, 1852, if you just want to be more of a shorter, you're more of a bear, putting a short right there would be excellent. But I mean, if I would play both sides of the market here, absolutely, and I would put in your long now and ride this up for that 20% that's coming. And you're going to see the Tenkan pop down here and start to wrap under the candles, as these get pulled up above it, and then it's going to swoop those up, and we're just going to take off. The Bollinger Bands are going to start to wrap like this, and you're going to see the Bollinger Bands form the tunnel like this, and then we're going to shoot up again some more, and it's just going to keep doing that until we hit this point. You can also see this orange wedge here that I just redrew, because at first it was like this, and this gave you our 1, 2, 3, 4 bounce, and then that hit the peak, and then we came crashing back down. So now if we just redraw it and drag that up there, this is still a legitimate wedge, but what does that mean? Well, we've got this top line going down, this bottom line going down, so we have to break up. So that tells us we're going above this orange line right here. And that's kind of the beauty of these wedges. So now you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 swing down, and it's going to go back up, break out. And then to let them coming up here, and we go back down. So all of that supports the exact same narrative that we headed to 1852. And when this starts to come down, I think you're going to see this actually come down and hit this teal wedge that we've been in since June 18th, and you'll probably get a bounce at that point and then go down. I don't think it's going to blow right through, but we'll know more at that point. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, like, share, and subscribe, and you can follow me on my other socials for more timely updates, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day out there, and get in those longs and make some money.